Hi, my name is Lauren Markham, and I'm a reporter for the Pulitzer Center and the Virginia Quarterly Review, or VQR magazine, reporting from San Salvador, El Salvador, about the increasing violence in the country in general and in the capital city in particular. And this year's homicides rates in El Salvador were so high that it put El Salvador as the most dangerous country in the world. Last week, the Peace Corps announced that it was pulling out of El Salvador, citing security issues, and the U.S. issued a new travel warning U.S. citizens to use extreme caution when coming to El Salvador, and sort of sending an implicit message that maybe it's a good idea not to come at all. The interesting thing about reporting from El Salvador is that though you know the statistics and though you know it is a very violent place, it does not feel violent, it does not look violent, it does not look dangerous or feel dangerous. I felt very safe the entire time I'm here, even though I've taken many precautions with my safety. And I think that that's an important thing to know, that the violence in many ways here is coded and it's covert. It's not necessarily all out on the street. Even in some of the most dangerous towns in El Salvador, even in the center of San Salvador, life goes on, the market goes on, everyone is going on with their daily lives, and a lot of that speaks to the resilience of people in general and of the people who live here. It also speaks to a certain extent to the extent to which gang activity has been normalized. Almost everyone in the markets and many, if not most, businesses in gang-controlled parts of El Salvador are charged rent, which is essentially kind of a gang tax. And if you do not pay rent, there's a threat of death. That is a normalized thing. People say, yes, I pay my taxes, and I pay this, and I pay rent to the gangs, and that is just kind of considered a normal part of life and business. There's a sense among a lot of people who live in San Salvador that the more news there is about the violence, the more violence increases, the more police are on the streets, the more it feels insecure, the more the gangs retaliate against police violence, the more police ramp up their activities, and so it's kind of this churn. I have been interviewing politicians, and I interviewed the new young mayor of San Salvador this week, who interestingly talks very, very little about the violence and security issues, but really talks about issues of development and justice and poverty, that those are really the things that the city of San Salvador needs to be tackling when they're trying to fix the security issues. Even though the numbers are astounding, and even though it is true that this is an incredibly dangerous place, I'm really looking forward to writing stories about the work that's being done to try to shift and to try to change the situation on the ground here. Thanks.